Okay, actually, wait, hold on. Nothing like cold lemon water to just warm up your throat. Hello, it's Rhea. Wherever you are and whatever time it is, I hope you're enjoying yourself. As you can see, I have a lot of red art supplies here, and that is because I'm gonna be doing that challenge where it's like create a drawing with all red art supplies. That's essentially what I'm doing. Yes, there we go. So these are all my red art supplies without them necessarily overlapping or like being a different shade of red. Actually, let me get into the brainstorming of this. So as you can see here, I have pretty much like swatched out all of my red art supplies. But I think of when I think of red, just to sort of get an idea of what I might want to draw. Why does my voice keep low-key cracking? So I swatched basically all of my art supplies with just like a quick little box and like some hatching and some random dots. And so I just kind of went through them and picked out the ones that I'm going to do. So yeah, so we have a friction pen, which is erasable, a mechanical pilot color, you know, my Micron, Sharpie fine point, and then an Inktense. Can that bird be quiet? Like, I'm trying to film. Derwent Inktense color pencil, a Prismacolor brush, Sharpie marker, the chameleon. Oh right. Oh, how am I gonna? Okay, and this. I don't think I put that in here, but this too. And the chameleon, Crayola super tip. I'm not going to use the second chameleon one because that one's not, as you can tell, it's quite different than all the others, so it's, yeah. And then Copic and a Posca. And then I have my other mediums, which is watercolor, acrylic, and I have an ink wash, essentially. And then this is a watercolor that's supposed to be iridescent, but it looks like brown and completely irrelevant, so I just am going to leave that one out as well. So yeah, and then these real quick are the thumbnails. So I kind of already have an idea. I already did like sort of like the brainstorming process actually a lot. Don't call me a weenie, I just didn't want to like invest a lot of time into something that ended up turning terrible, so I figured it might help to like figure out what I wanted. And so basically it's gonna be like this person, and they have like these little ghosties around them, and they're wearing like a bomber jacket and like a they have like a little halo, some wings and stuff. So yeah. Okay, so here's why I didn't want you to call me a weenie. I planned this out like quite a lot. I even drafted up in Procreate like a little sketch thing going over it. Also did like a draft up of it. So this is essentially what I want it to look like. We'll see if that actually happens though. This is like just like a little thumbnail size kind of. It's like, I think it's like, I measured it, it was like 3.5 inches by 5, and I want it to be a little bit bigger than that, and I also just wanted to see if this was like doable. So yeah, I don't know if that takes away from the point of doing a challenge and just like, I don't know if you guys just want to watch me suffer or not, but I didn't want to suffer personally. So yeah, now that my brainstorming process is essentially over and I've confirmed all that I needed to, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on setting up the initial sketch. Hi, it's voiceover Rhea. So I wanted at least one part of making this illustration to be in real time, but on the other hand, I know since I don't have like a lot of viewers and stuff, I don't want to like give you too much content to look at, you know, so I figured staying under 20 minutes for a majority of the videos would be ideal for me, at least for right now. And since it took a fair time to create this, longer than I wanted to, and since it still takes me a bit longer than I usually take on making things, because it's like I'm filming, so I feel like, I don't know, I've said it before that there's like this awkward sort of like atmosphere that I have whenever I start to film and also draw, so yeah. But in the future, I mean, I'm totally down for like 30-40 minute videos if anyone would even watch that. I do personally, like I watch other people's videos that are like kind of long because I don't really mind and I just put it in the background and it's kind of fun, but since not everyone might be into that, I'm totally okay with just having like under 20 minutes is pretty good, you know, it's like an episode of something, so yeah. But on the other hand, like if more of you that watch, if you could like let me know like, oh well, I would be okay with this, or I think this would be pretty cool, you know, suggestions are always helpful and stuff, feedback, I appreciate it. And I'll also continue to just try out different things either way, just so I can see like what works, or not necessarily what works, but like what I feel comfortable with. Like say for some videos I'll just have like the little quick sped up portion of me drawing and not talking, or have the real time and not talking, or vice versa, different combinations of stuff just to try to figure out what I like. And it probably wouldn't be stagnant anyways. I'll probably do like I'll probably switch it up depending on how I feel that week or things like that. So yeah, just keep that in mind, I guess. So I already talked about this illustration a little bit in the beginning about my brainstorming process, and on terms of me creating it, I feel like it was pretty nice. You know, I think I've said this before, but I'm trying to get back into doing more traditional art because I feel like for the past year or so I've been really leaning towards digital more because I'm trying to learn it and sort of get better at it. But there's something about traditional that's just always going to resonate with me also because I've done it the longest, but also it's just like, what do I buy supplies for? Like, why do I go to the art store and get all these lovely different supplies that I can try out and stuff? And this challenge itself really shows that, all the fun things that you can go through and explore with whenever you have different traditional supplies. And yeah. I will say that I love like the jacket that I gave this character. I wish that I could create it like actually because it's just so cool. Like I love the swords and especially the sleeves. That's probably my favorite thing actually because I love sleeve designs. I feel like it's so cool to get like a jacket or a sweater and there's like cute little designs on the sleeve. It's like you have a whole jacket, why just make only like a part of it have a design instead of like utilizing the whole thing? I don't know, just kind of how I think. So now I am, after doing like the sketch, I quickly lined it with the friction erasable pen, and then, or now I am going over to the actual illustration and starting with the Posca, which please don't roast me on the way that I did this. Well, actually, I cut out most of it because I realized, like, going over the footage, it goes out of focus, and I'm like, oh god, okay, I can't show that. The way that I colored with the Posca, I'm so awkward. I've always been awkward with, like, coloring and filling in the lines in a proper, consistent motion. That doesn't happen. So, yeah. I also noticed that halfway through, like if you look at the very top right corner, there's almost like a line, or maybe you'll see it at the end, or maybe you won't see it, maybe it's best that you don't see it, but anyways, it's because I finally realized to like shake up and like, you know, do that thing where you press down on the Posca pen a little bit to get some of the juice, the ink, the paint flowing through the pen. The wonders of getting back into traditional art when you don't know what you're doing with half your products. No, but whenever I was coloring this character's skin, I used the ink wash, which I don't believe I mentioned yet, is Liquitex ink that is mixed in with one of my water brushes. So yes, it's very light, and so that's kind of what I was going for, so that way I could layer it up. And yeah, it was kind of fun in a way, because it was like, okay, how will these work? How can I work with these? What's going on? Also, there's two things that I considered messing with. Well, one, actually, I forgot to draw in the wing in this drawing, so there's that, and then I also was thinking if I should give this character knee socks? I don't know, thigh socks? I want to give every character thigh socks, it's just a thing. But yeah, I thought it would be cool if it was like striped, kind of like the bomber jacket. I might mess around more whenever I complete the digital version. I was just now thinking of like, what if I did this drawing and like, but without the restriction of having to use red, but then at the same time I feel like that might take away like the purpose, because right now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like, well, what would I color this if I didn't have to use only red? And it's kind of hard to answer that because I want to see it in red, like that's how I imagined it and everything. So, and I feel like there's a charm in it being monochromatic. One thing that I want to get better at this year is color use, understanding colors and stuff like that. I have gone over color theory at least 7-8 times based off all of the classes that I've taken, so I should know something, you know. I understand the basics, it's just I want to get more into thinking actively whenever I create artwork and how to utilize color the best. Yeah, and by doing this challenge I think that's a great opportunity to start you know, exploring. And with it being traditional, it's like I'm very limited to the hues that I can create because it's based solely off of the supplies that I'm using. Whereas if I was doing it digitally, I have everything in that hue and that value, you know, maybe like a centimeter to the left and right, it's still the same kind of hues, so there's like a lot more that you can work with digitally, and sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. Sometimes when you limit yourself, you get to somehow grow from that. I know that sounds weird, but I guess it's kind of how I see it. Also, I realized that whenever I was working on this, I realized that I accidentally got a bit of like red on the top of the ghost, because the ghost was supposed to be like, the red gradient was supposed to be coming from the bottom and up, and instead I tried to just play it off by making it from the top down. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I should have just left them white, but I feel like either way it turned out pretty cool. On the other hand, I do want to apologize for my unprofessionalism. If you can like hear anything in the background, I try to film at different times of the day, but I swear there's always something in the house, someone doing something, so if you can hear the TV, I'm so sorry. Same thing with stuff being out of focus. Like, I don't know why it would just focus on my hand, but I guess I'll have to check the camera settings. Anyway, as we're getting a little bit closer towards the end, I think for my next video, because I feel like I'm late on posting this, I am probably pretty late, it's already like halfway through March, but for my next video I'm probably gonna do a sketchbook tour. I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't think you guys have seen any of my like older art, especially not my art at like the very beginning when I got my first sketchbook, so I plan to start with my older stuff and then get to the more recent things. That way it gives me more time to catch up on my current stuff, because as you know I have 4 sketchbooks. Yep, I have 4 of them and I'm trying to complete them by the time summer comes, so we will see. But as always, thank you so much for your patience, and thank you for any of your support of watching my videos and stuff. I'll leave it to filming me to close this out. Okay, this is the first time I've talked today, like actually out loud, so bear with me. Also my battery is flashing red, so I'm gonna have to try and get this done quickly. So this is the final product, and all the supplies I used are right here. You've seen them throughout. I also used this acrylic and watercolor as well. And yeah, so I guess that makes this challenge complete. It was a fun challenge, honestly. Like, I think it was really cool to do, and like sort of, I think like the planning aspect, I don't know if that's cheating or not, but I had a lot of fun doing that personally. And it was really cool to see the different ways that I could add red into something. I think it was kind of fun, like testing the different shades and effects of each supply, so I'm glad I was able to make something fun. I plan to do a digital, a digital version of this and maybe like touch it up or just create something that's a little bit different in a way. I did notice that in the original idea, I had this character had like a wing right here, like an angel wing, so I might add that in the digital version, I don't know. But and another thing is, I thought it'd be pretty cool if it was a print. The only thing is, if it was, would it be like this version and just like touched up in Photoshop, or would it be like the digital version? So I don't know, there's a lot to think about, but low battery, right? So overall, I think it was pretty fun, and let me know what color you'd like to see me do next. This has been so cool that I'm like already thinking about what other colors may look like and stuff. Maybe it could be like a series, I don't know, but this was cool. And yeah, so thank you for watching this far. If you did, I always appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like. If you're interested in seeing more of my content, please feel free to subscribe. I post weekly art videos if I can, when I can. I'm trying. I think I've been doing kind of okay with it, but anyway, I would love for you to join me on this journey of mine in art. If you want more timely updates and things like that, please feel free to follow my social media. It's all under ahhhh. It all has the same name. So yeah, but until next time, I will see you and take care.